fucking loser.
You live in your mom's basement.
You probably have a 2-inch cock.
You sound like a white guy.
Congratulations.
For what?
You said you got a girlfriend.
You're probably a virgin.
So that's a no for Netflix and chill?
Fuck you.
So I'm curious. Tell me about your show. What do you talk about?
I talk about how women ain't shit.
Oh.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 364th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Monday, November 19th, 2018. My mic is a little crooked here. I don't know what's going on with that. We are presented by 1821manmade.com, your one-stop shop for all of your beard grooming needs. They're not the bargain brand beard balm company that wants every man to buy their products. They only want men who take their facial grooming seriously. So go to 1821manmade.com today and step up your beard game. Okay, let's get to it. Last Friday, in episode 363, I talked about strip club game. And during that episode, I keyed in on an aspect that almost nobody talks about. And that, of course, is the concept of what is called trade bait. Trade bait. That trade bait being your female companion who escorts you to the strip club, who not only gives you social proof and pre-selection, but is also a tradable asset. I talked about this when I discussed the ways that you need to take care of your bouncers. For those of you guys who didn't hear Friday's episode, here's a soundbite from that. Take a listen. He knows that every time he sees you, he's going to get $100 and another opportunity to build rapport with your hot lady friend Katie every time you see him. After a few weeks, he's going to be looking for you, and you'll know he's looking for you because when you roll up on him, he's going to be like, yo, I was wondering when you were going to get here. Now you've gone from $100 handshakes to $100 handshakes, dapping each other up, having a short conversation, talking about how your week went, building rapport, and building a relationship, which is paramount. 6 to 8 weeks after your first visit, now you can slip him that C note, bring him in for that bro hug, and whisper into his ear. So, do any of these girls like to party? He's going to say to you, I'm going to come and find you later. And when he does, he's going to give you the entire rundown, guys. Why? Because to this point, you've tipped him nearly $1,000. And he knows that if and when he delivers, he's going to get to fuck your hot friend Katie. And maybe he'll get to fuck Cindy too, the one you introduced him on week 3. Never mind, I was talking without the sound. All right. Like I said in that episode last week, guys, this is next level game that requires the ability to divorce any and all feelings from attractive women, which is very difficult. Being able to do this with attractive women, which are critical to strip club game. Listen, don't get it twisted. Attractive women are absolutely critical to strip club game. If you don't have attractive women, then you don't have strip club game. That's all there is to it. But it is extremely difficult to divorce your feelings from them, and it takes practice. It's inevitable that you will get burned a few times because that's the only way you can really become impervious to that female beauty. And even then, most guys are never able to completely do that. Okay? But if you are one of the lucky few who makes it out of the hot girl gauntlet with the understanding that hot girls belong to the game and that you can never truly own her and that when you're fucking her, it's just your turn, you can then use these sluts to your advantage and do what I call turning her out. Now, let me clarify a couple things here before we get started. Number one, first off, I'm not using the term in a way that makes her want more dick from you. A lot of guys say, I turned her out, meaning I fucked her so good she just couldn't get enough and she wouldn't leave me alone. That's not what I'm referring to. When I use the term turn out in this context, what I am referring to is using her as a commodity to trade to other men for goods, services, drugs, other girls, whatever you want. Turning her out for personal gain. That's what this is. More specifically, if you want to get specific, instructing her to fuck the men instructing her to fuck other guys for your benefit. Your bouncers, your tattoo guy, your drug connect, so forth. Whether you're returning a favor or you're looking to establish some sort of a relationship, if you are making an exchange, you are using these girls to grease the gears for you to get whatever it is that you need or that you want. Number 2, you're not really turning her out per se. Understand this, guys. There's nothing forced. There's nothing coerced. You're not threatening her. You're not holding a gun to her head. You're not doing anything like that. You are simply instructing her to fuck other guys in exchange for what you want or need. And she does this of her own free will and volition every time. If she says no, then she says no. You're not going to make her do anything she doesn't want to do. If you find that you can't turn a slut out, then you simply find a girl who is willing to fuck other guys for your benefit. Now, the reason I use the term turn a slut out is because it's a lot shorter and much more succinct than saying make her fuck other guys for goods and services. It's like 78 syllables. Again, let me reiterate. Your commodities and assets are doing what they want to do. You're not making them do anything they don't want to do. If you do, you are committing a number of felonies, not the least of which are human trafficking, terroristic threats, as well as procuring and pandering, which are fancy legal names for pimping. Think DC Madam in this regard. Now, male pimps out on the street sometimes force women into this life. I'm not sure how much of this does or doesn't happen these days, but we've all heard stories of pimps literally kidnapping women or finding them at clubs or bars or wherever. They lock them in a room, they get them addicted to heroin, and then they put them out on the street, right? They get them addicted, then they put them out on the street to turn tricks to keep up the habit, right? They get them addicted to heroin, they keep up the habit. Again, I don't know if this still happens, but you never know. My guess would be is that if it does still happen, it probably happens in cities like Detroit, Chicago, Los Angeles, or any other major city with a bad local economy and desperate females looking for work in the sex trade. Number 3, you must reward your commodity almost immediately after she performs. If she sucks your homeboy's dick, take her to a nice dinner that night. Make her feel like a lady. If she fucks your bouncer, take her with you on an already planned weekend getaway to Santa Monica. No, I'm not saying you plan this stuff specifically for her, but if you know, okay, you're going to do your tattoo guy or your cocaine guy a solid, then there needs to be a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow for her. Now, it's important to understand that you must reward her after every time. If you don't, she's going to feel like a piece of meat, and that makes her less likely to stick around. You have to understand this, guys. Her hamster is already spinning out of control, trying to rationalize her behavior because she feels cheap. She feels like a hooker. She feels like a whore. Well, by rewarding her for her efforts, you're giving her the illusion that she is much more than just a commodity. She's more than just a piece of meat, that she's more than just a set of tits and 3 holes being used in exchange for goods and services. No, of course, she is all of those things, and she knows it, which is exactly why her hamster is spinning out of control for that plausible deniability that will allow her to sleep that night. It is your job, guys. It is your job as an owner, as her handler, to take care of your chattel and make sure she feels as human as possible after she performs. Okay? The other reason we do this is to increase the odds that she'll repeat the behavior. Okay? If she associates fucking one of your homeboys with something positive happening afterwards, she'll actually start to look forward to the next time she can perform. And sometimes they'll flat out ask you, hey, when are we going to the strip club again? Or don't you need some more ink? I've had this happen to me several times, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. Number 4, a lot of times you're going to have to dangle the carrot of a long-term relationship to get her on board. Yes, gentlemen, believe it or not, there are girls out here that actually believe that you might make them your girlfriend if they fuck other dudes for you. Like, these bitches are that stupid. These are women who are damaged beyond repair. And you can go back to, I forget which episode it was, but it was an episode last week that I did for more information on how to identify these women who are damaged beyond repair. Incidentally enough, girls who are damaged beyond repair happen to make great trade bait. Anyway, you're going to have to lead her to believe that she could be your main chick someday in order to keep her in your portfolio. What's that? You say, ladies? For any women watching this, that's fucked up. That's not right. That's not fair. It's wrong for a man to lead a woman on this way. Well, I guess you've conveniently forgotten that women do this to millions of men every hour of every day. And you guys have actually named this phenomenon, the friend zone. What 99.9% of people are grossly unaware of is that if a man in the friend zone is like a woman who is a fuck buddy. to a man who will never give her the title of a girlfriend. Okay? I'm going to say that again. A man in the friend zone is like a woman who is a fuck buddy to a man who will never give her the title of girlfriend. A man in the friend zone is only taking care of his one-itis' non-sexual needs and not getting the pussy, while a woman who is a fuck buddy only takes care of a man's sexual needs and not getting the commitment. Okay? The dichotomy here, guys, is so obvious that it surprises me that people don't realize that this is the very reason that women are the gatekeepers of sex and that men are the gatekeepers of commitment. Friend-zoned men and women who are fuck buddies, okay? Both friend-zoned men and women who are fuck buddies, neither of them wants to be there, guys. A woman can get dick anywhere from anybody. It's the commitment that she wants, and she thinks that providing a man with sex, she will then get that commitment. On the other side of that coin, a man can get non-sexual female companionship anywhere. But he thinks that providing women with his non-sexual attention, that he will then get sex from her. They both want what they are not the gatekeepers to. Men want sex, women want commitment. And there are far more men out there. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on a second. Hang on, guys. Okay, there we are. Thought I went out for a second. Anyway, men want sex and women want commitment. And there are far more men out there who are friend zoned than women who are stuck on the fuck buddy carousel. So if there are any women watching, you guys can miss me with the bullshit notion that leading women on isn't fair or dishonest, because y'all do the same shit at a much higher rate. And the reason y'all get mad at shit like this is because men like me have figured out how to flip the script, and you don't like being at a disadvantage for a change. So if there are any men watching or listening who are grappling with their moral compass because you're not sure if you can lead a woman on or mislead a woman into thinking she can be your girl at some point, just think of all the bitches out there who have friend zoned you, bragged about it to her friends, and then slept like a baby next to the dude she gave the leftovers from the expensive dinner you bought her that night. My opening rant is brought to you by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest grade kratom on the market. Happy Hippo Kratom will elevate your mood, make you fearless around women, and gives you a relaxed energy that only the purest kratom can provide. Go to happyhippoherbals.com today and save 20% when you pay with Bitcoin. And yes, that includes your shipping. That is happyhippoherbals.com. Guys, do me a favor. Please don't orange me. Like, I don't like to see the orange thing. I'm going to enact my O'Shea Duke Jackson rule. Don't orange me. Just put my name in there. I can see it. You know, I mean, I know you want to get my attention. If I see it, I see it. If I don't, I don't. But don't orange me. Don't orange me. It is Slut Week here at TSR Towers. This week's episode will be focused on the women who have both fucked up our lives and who elevate our lives. Sluts. Sluts are great. Sluts are fun. But sluts are like cocaine. They're both good and bad for you, right? You fuck around with it too much, it can end up fucking up your life. Everything is like cocaine. I compare everything to cocaine. Anyway, this week I'm going to talk about how to keep sluts coming back to you for sex, how to run text game on sluts. I'm also going to talk about how to identify sluts based on their body language, their nonverbal cues, and their micro expressions. This is information that not a lot of people talk about, let alone have. So you guys definitely want to tune in for that. And finally, I will be discussing how to put sluts in the fuck friend zone and keep them there. A lot of guys know how to fuck sluts, but not many guys know how to keep from catching feelings, and that's what gets a lot of us guys tripped up. So if you're a guy who tends to catch feelings for sluts, or you're a guy who gets roped into a relationship with a slut, even though you know it's something you shouldn't be doing, that episode is going to point you in the right direction. So this is going to be a great week of shows, and yes, I will be on air Thanksgiving Day and Black Friday. You guys who watch me on the regular know I don't take holidays off. I was on the air last Thanksgiving. I was on the air last Christmas. I was on the air last New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So you guys can expect the same this year, provided that they are on the weekend. If you have a question or a comment about turning a slut out for personal gain, give me a call, 914-205-5356. If you have an unrelated question about girls, game, finance, fitness, or anything else that pertains to increasing your value and agency as a man, book a one-on-one consult on donovansharpe.com/consults. Shout out to Freelance Ronan with the $5 donation. I'll be posting the link for donations and contributions here shortly. It says, drop it in the tip jar, TSR in full effect. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just do a quick search for Donovan Sharpe on all 3 platforms. To get access to all of my content, go to patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. There you will find the entire archive of all complete episodes of TSR Live, both audio and video, so you can listen on the go or watch at your leisure. You can watch my show live weekday afternoons at 5 p.m. Eastern, but if you want to be able to rewatch or re-listen to the episodes in their entirety, less than 17 cents a day is all it takes. If you like what you hear, if you get something out of my content and you want to contribute to the show, you can do that through my Streamlabs link. I am putting it in the chat now. Streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe. Streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. I don't take super chats because YouTube wisely takes 30% off the top. So if you want 100% of your contribution to go to the show, the Streamlabs link is the best way to do it. I appreciate every dollar, guys. Every little bit counts. Marcus wants to know, can I call in tonight with an unrelated topic? No. No more unrelated topics. We're going to keep it on topic. If you have a question about an unrelated topic, if you are a patron of mine, send me the question via the Patreon message. Send me the message through Patreon. If you are listening on SoundCloud and you want to listen to the rest of this episode, head on over to donovansharpe.com or patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Again, if you are listening on SoundCloud, you want to listen to the rest of this episode, head on over to donovansharpe.com or patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe to rewatch or re-listen.